Hello friends, welcome to Caesar's Teasers. In today's episode, Myrna Loy. Myrna Loy was born Myrna Adele Williams on August 2, 1905 in Helena, Montana, a place of open skies, quiet towns, and frontier elegance that shaped her early spirit. Her early films in Hollywood were shaped less by talent and more by the industry's tendency to typecast beauty. With her striking bone structure, almond-shaped eyes, and graceful poise, she often was cast as an exotic or villainous roles in silent films. Her childhood was filled with books, piano lessons, and the golden stillness of the western landscapes, but life shifted dramatically when her father died while she was just a teenager. Grief pushed the family to Los Angeles, a move that unexpectedly placed Myrna at the doorsteps of Hollywood. Yet beneath the surface was a woman deeply intelligent, quick-witted, and longing for characters of substance. Everything changed with the talkies. Her voice, warm, articulate, and quietly sparkling, revealed a new dimension of her talent. Hollywood reimagined her, and she redefined herself, emerging as the ultimate screen partner to William Powell. Together they created magic as Nick and Nora Charles in the Thin Man series. Audiences adored her mischievous elegance, her effortless charm, her ability to make wit feel like music. Myrna Loy became the first lady of sophisticated comedy, the actress who could be sharp without cruelty, glamorous without arrogance, and irresistible without trying. But she was more than a Hollywood icon. Loy was a woman of conviction, articulate, politically aware, and unafraid to stand up for justice. During World War II, she refused to play roles merely for fame, choosing instead to serve in the Red Cross and work tirelessly for the war effort. She was one of Hollywood's earliest advocates for civil rights, lending her voice to cause rarely embarrassed by stars of her era. Despite her golden career, Myrna avoided the spectacle of celebrity. She lived with a quiet dignity that set her apart from Hollywood's glitter. Off-screen, she was thoughtful, cultured, and deeply private. Her later career expanded into dramatic roles in the best years of her life, proving her emotional depth and earning her a reputation as one of the most versatile actresses of her time. Myrna Loy's legacy is one of grace, not just the grace of beauty, but the grace of intellect, humor, and integrity. She remains the woman who brought sophistication to comedy, humanity to drama, and authenticity to glamour. A star who shone not by force but the natural brilliance of being exactly who she was, gentle, wise, elegant, and unforgettable. Despite being Hollywood's perfect wife on screen, her real-life relationships were far from perfect. Myrna married 4 times, each union marked by hope, passion, and eventual heartbreak. Her first marriage was to Arthur Hornbrook Jr. from 1936 to 1942, a respected producer and her great first love. Their marriage was warm but strained by their careers and his infidelity. Her second marriage was with John Hertz Jr., a whirlwind marriage to the heir of the Hertz rent-a-car empire, intense, glamorous, but fleeting, ending in less than 2 years. Her third marriage was to Jean Markey, a Navy officer and screenwriter. The relationship had spark, but their personalities clashed, leading to an inevitable separation. Her fourth marriage was to Howland H. Sargent, a U.S. diplomat and perhaps her most intellectually compatible partner. They divorced after 9 years but remained affectionate friends later. Though she never had biological children, Myrna was deeply maternal. She helped raise stepchildren from her marriages and was profoundly close to the younger actors she mentored. Beyond romantic relationships, Myrna's heart belonged to causes. She worked tirelessly with the Red Cross during World War II and later became the first Hollywood star to serve as a U.S. cultural ambassador, using diplomacy instead of glamour to shape the world. Her friendships were legendary, deep, loyal, and lifelong. She shared quiet bonds with William Powell, Clark Gable, and Montgomery Clift, and she was known for a gentle wit and a warm spirit that made her beloved by colleagues. Behind the elegance was a woman of fierce morals, keen intellect, and steady compassion, proving that Myrna Loy's legacy's greatest role was not on screen, but in a way she lived her life with grace and conscience. In her final years, she had long stepped away from the camera, yet she never withdrew from life. Friends described her as a dignified, warm, and endlessly curious, still the woman who once lit up the screens with her clever, understated charm. She spent much of her time advocating civil rights, UNESCO work, and arts funding, determined to leave the world kinder than she found it. By the late 1980s, her health began to decline. She suffered from a recurring form of cancer and underwent multiple treatments. Despite the struggle, she remained private, refusing to let illness overshadow her legacy. She often said she had lived a full life and had no regrets. In 1993, she underwent a surgery in New York, but complications followed. On December 14, 1993, Myrna Loy passed away at the age of 88, graceful until the final breath, with no children but surrounded by a lifetime of friends' admiration and a world that had loved her deeply. Her body was cremated, and fittingly for a woman of both roots and reinvention, her ashes were taken back to her childhood home in Montana, resting in a place where the mountains echoed the quiet strength she carried her whole life. Unknown facts about Myrna Loy that you didn't know. She never received an Oscar for acting, despite being one of Hollywood's greatest. She began as a dancer, not as an actress. She built her early career playing exotic femme fatales. She and William Powell were never a couple, but Hollywood wished they were. She was fiercely political even when studies warned her to stay quiet. She openly condemned Hitler in the 1930s, one of the very few stars brave enough to do so. She worked for the Red Cross in World War II. Myrna Loy refused to play stereotypical racist roles. She rejected scripts that portrayed Asians or Middle Eastern characters offensively, long before Hollywood understood representation. She was on the FBI's watch list for her activism. She helped integrate black actors in Hollywood unions. She wasn't allowed to attend the premiere of The Best Years of Her Life. Why? Because it was held in Atlanta, and the city's strict segregation laws offended her, so she refused to go. She had perfect comedic timings despite almost never smiling in early films. She wrote political speeches for others anonymously. She was called the First Lady of the Cinema, a title no other actress has been given before or since. Her childhood home still stands in Montana and is now a landmark. She had no children by choice and circumstance, but she was a beloved aunt figure to many young actors. Myrna Loy wasn't just a Hollywood star. She was its quiet revolution. Born in Montana's wide-open plains, she rose from a dancer to one of cinema's most beloved leading ladies. After years of being typecast as an exotic temptress, she shattered the mold with The Thin Man and became a legend that had never died and still lives in the heart of her fans. Don't forget to stay tuned for more good biographies. Like, share, subscribe, and keep watching Caesar's Teasers.